What's up, collective? I've been learning so much about myself. Discretion is advised because everything that works for me may not work for you. I just want to put that out there before I start getting into it. So, zodiacal signs, right? They all rule a body part. Lately, I've been going to this pole fitness, like, thingy-mabobber where you literally learn how to fucking do fitness with the pole, and it's been opening up my root chakra, my sacral chakra, and really helping me ground myself, and yet at the same time just like feel how much tension I've had in my fucking body. And so I was stretching, and it literally is also very sexual, which I love. But it's like, it's so true though. The woman body is the house to the life form that is literally created from having intercourse, right? So if you think about it, but if you don't think about it, well, if you also think about it, but thank you, confirmation. But seriously, like, it's so important to connect with the self and the ways in which that comes in the forms of, like, sorry, my fucking chair is so uncomfortable right now. Anyways, like, the ways of which you're being with yourself. And so I realized that my shoulders are really tense, right? And my lower back and my legs. Sagittarius rules the legs. I have Chiron and Pluto in Sagittarius in my fourth house. In my fourth house, I'm pretty sure. Actually, oh, I have it right here. Do I have it? What the fuck? No, I don't. I only have the degrees and shit. Oh wait, no, I do have it. Ugh. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. So fifth house. Well, it depends what kind. God, astrology is so fucking complex. Like, not even complex. There's just different ways to look at it. So it's like different. I don't want to get into that. What the fuck. Anyways, I'm gonna go over it because I have my. I'm using this book, Ancient Astrology in Theory and Practice. A Manual of Traditional Techniques by Demetra George. And so Aries rules the head and face, right? So I definitely feel like, especially with like my mind and ego, there's a lot that happens up here. So when I like feel very like when I think very hard, in other words, like I overthink, but also just think very hard, okay? Philosophically though, like I do feel like I think a lot because I question everything as much as I don't like, gosh, I also realize like I don't sit like a fucking girl, and I just really need to start doing that. And so that's why I'm gonna lean like this and also hold the book like this because my fucking neck, bruh. Anyways, head and face, right? Aries. I have one, Jupiter. Bro, Jupiter is the planet of fucking expansion. Like, literally what I just fucking said. Anyways, Taurus rules the neck, sinews of neck, tendons, gullet. I don't know what the fuck gullet means, but my neck is so fucking tense, even right now, bro. Like, and Taurus also has, what is it? What does it say? Rulership. It is domicile in Venus, right? Venus is connected to Libra and Taurus energy. Taurus rules the Hierophant card. So tradition, people coming to you for advice, knowing that you will guide them into the light. Libra, the Justice card, literally achieving balance, letting things be. Gemini rules the shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. That is crazy because my shoulders have been very tense, right? And so with kind of like understanding how people come into my life, right? I know that it might sound very self-centered, self-focused, whatever the fuck you want to call it, even like narcissism. Like I was reading this quote by Eric Fromm, and it was, love is a practice. It takes concentration, faith, patience, the overcoming of narcissism, and I forget the last read it for you guys. So I wrote it down in this motherfucker. Like, I'm just realizing a lot, okay? And I'm a physical being experiencing the spiritual experience, right? I wrote it down. Did I not write it down here? I did not write it down in here. I wrote it down in here. Okay, so by Eric Fromm, love isn't something natural, it's a practice. Rather, it requires discipline. The fact that the one word that I forgot to say was fucking discipline, bro. Like, even if you don't want to do it, you have to still do it, right? Have to. More so need to actually continue to develop a practice. You're not going to always feel like doing it. And I've also recognized, like, yeah, that is so fucking true. I've been challenging my comfort zone so fucking much these past few days. Like, I've been putting myself in environments where I feel like they're not as welcome of me, right? So resistance, fear, and the ego, in other words. So past experiences, me also allowing myself grace because my ego is also inflared, right? I am not better than anyone else. I just need to know myself. That is why in those moments I would take breaks. I would go to the bathroom, I would sing, I would look at my phone and start posting content and stuff, like my poetry, my singing, like showing appreciation. Those are things that I truly value. And then there's also the act of being disciplined when I connect with the community. I don't always want to care for people. Like, I don't always want to be so aware of what people are feeling. Sometimes I do want to be rough. Like, I literally saw this word yandere, which means like on the exterior, very soft, very cute, very demure. And then on the inside, you're a fucking aggressive, hostile fuck. And I'm like, you know, that actually fucking resonates. Because yes, of the way that I was fucking raised and how hostile and aggressive my parents were on the inside. And then, well, inside the house. And then the moment we stepped outside, it was not like that whatsoever. Unless they blew up or some shit like that. But that's a side story. It's really the past. But I last night was doing a ritual with a friend, two friends actually. I really do appreciate them because they just let me be. And I know sometimes that can be triggering, but I'm just glad that they're actually able to speak up, right? And like, sometimes, yes, there's been moments of differences and I guess you could say conflict, but in reality, it's let go of. And I think that's the most important part, is like, even when something happens where there's friction, it's not left to continue to be inside it so that there's a fire. Even if there is a fire, there is an ability to quell the fire and make it a home to speak your truth, to be honest, and to be vulnerable. But we were doing a ritual, and literally I wrote down all the things I wanted to release, right? And with manifestation, it comes with being at the frequency of you in that place where you have those manifestations, right? Which is truly just being honestly grateful for what you already fucking have, and understanding that you are capable more than you know, that the unknown is supposed to be the unknown until it's known, and then more unknown occurs. So many things like that. And some parts of it didn't fucking burn. Like, past attachments didn't burn, right? And when I was driving there, I was literally, so for me, my right hand is release, my left hand is receive. And I was opening my hand. Well, obviously I was driving, so it was going like this, but like, I was opening up my right hand to release. And I felt this black shadow ball in my hand. And it was kind of heavy. And it's still kind of here, not gonna lie. It's kind of more of like a little beanie bag, if anything. But I've been realizing that I've been holding myself back from having new experiences because of the past, right? Me practicing abstinence wasn't supposed to be forever. I didn't practice abstinence, or I didn't start it at least, because I thought, okay, when I get married, I'm gonna have sex. It was more of like, if I'm in a commitment with someone, right, where we're gonna choose to love each other and work with each other, then yes, I will let you have sex with me. But then I was like, you know what though? I really do love the practice of having like sex, but at the same time, it's kind of like being within the sexual being and expressing the sensual self. And especially because I am woman and the male brain cannot compute that kind of fucking shit sometimes. I'm just like, you know what? We're not meeting at the same place here. It's like this, it's like this, it's like this, it's like we're not connecting. And so I just let it go. And I was just kind of like, okay, so then how am I holding myself back when it comes to the emotional aspects of it? I did fear people getting attached to me because I've been attached to someone. And I wasn't taught to have healthy attachments. There is such thing, if you look it up in psychology. It's so hot, I can't even drink it all. I also burned my tongue already. But I realized like I'm not open to someone being attached to me because I don't want them to feel like shit. I don't want to not be able to give to them what they want because I didn't like that feeling. And then I realized, I was like, you know what though? We're all gonna do what we want, right? And we all do need to do what we need to do for ourselves. And my body is still healing. And so I realized and recognized like I need to open myself up to new experiences, because yes, challenging the comfort zone is so fucking important because it also helps me show my ego that anything is fucking possible. And it keeps foreshadowing this aspect of me also understanding how much I judge myself, how much I am still practicing certain things that I was conditioned to believe. One of my friends was literally like, you're so stressed out because you feel like you need to perform. Just have fun. Just try something out. Just do it. And I'm like, you're so fucking right. You're so fucking right, dude. And then I let go. And then I started rapping and singing. And I was like, oh my god, I'm having so much fun. But I'm also saying so much about myself that I don't usually reveal because I don't feel like... I mean, at this point, I'm kind of understanding how some group settings are, where like, if they experience something, they share everything with their group. And I am still discovering a little bit of how I am in a group setting in that sense. So I'm like, oh, honestly, I don't feel the need to talk about it. I don't even really want to talk about it because it's, once again, in the past. I kind of just want to let it go. Like, there's things that I'm still addressing that I feel the need to address. And it's also kind of like understanding that I'm shifting too. I'm changing. And I'm understanding that I love structures sometimes. And that is for myself. Like, I love to know that I love doing this, right? But I can't always do this simply because I don't have the space for that. And that's the same with tarot, that's the same with piano, that's the same with singing, that's the same with smoking, that's the same with going out, that's the same with stretching, that's the same with working and working out and rock climbing and dancing and, God, journaling, writing poetry, reading, everything. Too much of anything is never good. Never. Because at the same time, my ego is attaching to that same old routine. This is how it's supposed to go. This is how it's going to go. This is how it needs to go. It's not true. If I don't experiment, if I don't try something different, then how the fuck am I supposed to know if something else is going to work out? If I don't even try, if I don't even attempt, right? And so I've been really like also understanding that like I do feel very close to death. I feel very close to life. That's why. And I was telling my friends this and I realized I don't really know what depression is, like, to be honest. But when I feel like I don't want to be alive. It's not even like I don't want to be alive. I literally feel like death. I feel like everything is being released. I feel purging. I feel like there's no structure whatsoever. Like there's no physical construct. When you die and when you're born, you release a chemical called DMT. And so that in itself is literally where you release all of your physicality. I don't always agree with people. I also don't always disagree. I also don't always have something to fucking say. Sometimes I have a lot to say. Sometimes I just want to fucking be around someone. And other times, I don't want them even near me. It's not that black and white either. There's a spectrum. It's flow, it's a decrescendo, it's a crescendo, it's a forte, it's a piano, it's a fortissimo, like... One thing that I've noticed is that I just get so sick and tired of myself sometimes. And there have been experiences where I just become extremely aggressive with myself. Skateboarding, good fucking example. Frustration when you don't get a fucking trick like when it feels fucking good is frustrating as fuck. And then I try to force it, and then I get injured. That's how I got the metal ankle. Karma is so fucking real. So when I move forward, I move forth with good intentions. When I'm not feeling good intentions, in other words, I want people to feel my pain. Only I can truly understand myself at the end of the day. Only I can truly know what my needs are, what I desire, and what works best for me, like what thoughts I'm having. I'm the one who experiences all of this fucking shit. It is no one else's responsibility to regulate my emotions. Yes, I can ask for support. That's also something I'm working on. But I realize even with my friends, like, yeah, I could share these things, but I'm not sharing them to be, like, healed. I'm sharing them just to say it. Hand in hand, what I do on YouTube. So yeah, that's why sometimes I take a break. I'm like, I feel like I'm projecting. I feel like I'm fucking projecting. And that's the human experience. Making fucking mistakes. And learning and taking your time and being patient. And yet concentrating and being disciplined. And yet showing yourself grace. Because no one's fucking perfect. And also, it is true. We are a lot more capable than we know. So that's why knowing those things about not being better than someone else, it doesn't mean that I can't be better than the person that I was today and do better for the person for me tomorrow. Yeah, so that's the video. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Like, seriously. I also am recognizing my content is made for people that actually fucking hear me and feel me and see me. And it's not always going to be my friends. And that's not the point. That's not the point of creating. It's to share. It's to be honest. It's to be vulnerable. It's to be so fucking raw and let other people have their own interpretations. Because if you don't agree with me, that is so fucking valid. Excuse me? Like, yeah, I don't agree with you, but it's fine. You know, if I have the space, if you have the space, we can have a conversation. But it doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen. I don't know, man. I'm definitely, my boundary's been crossed with this, bruh. I just keep fucking texting him like a fucking fool. I'm like, what can I do for myself? Honestly, blocking is no perfect. But then, once again, right? That's me moving out of fear, out of ego. I used to do that. I used to cut people off the moment I felt I was losing myself. But guess what? We live in a different timeline. We're releasing the past. And then I like, literally during the ritual, I like how I said I was gonna end the video, sorry. But, I was literally burning the rest of it after I realized, like, I need to work with this. Why am I putting the paper on the ground flat? What the fuck? It's, of course it's gonna lose oxygen and not fucking be able to burn properly. Duh. Anyways. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting me. Like, I really am not just one part, I'm many parts. Multifaceted, multidimensional being. And I'm okay with being misunderstood. Because at the same time, I'm not here to explain myself. I'm just willing to share. I'm just really willing to share. And I just hope this video finds you guys well, because goddamn. The human experience, bruh. The human fucking experience, especially being super spiritual. And also my North Node. My fucking North Node is in the 12th house as a Leo. So that is my destiny. That is my calling. Anyways. Much love, okay? I'm sending you the best on your own spiritual journey. It's been Kai.